So, what's the First Amendment mean? First Amendment means I can say anything the fuck I want, pretty much. Can't directly threaten someone, probably. About it. I'm a comedian. Everything that I do here is comedy. Everything that I do here is entertainment. This is all covered by the First Amendment. This is on YouTube. This is my YouTube channel. If the federal government wants to start making bullshit about me saying shit on YouTube, I'm willing to die for that too. So here we go. They are starting to trample upon our rights to the point that I am worried that we don't have a First Amendment, really. I don't have a right to my own religion. I don't have a right to my own fucking beliefs. I don't have a right to my own weapons. Why? Because they say so. Because the king dictates it. That will not stand. It just won't. And eventually we will lose. Eventually we will win in the courts and in the elections someday. But that's if they don't just seize power. With where they're at right now, I don't think the Democrats are leaving. I think we're going to have to go fucking get them out of office. Remember what they said about Trump? That's what I'm saying about Biden. You're never going to get that prick out of office unless he's fucking, he dies of old age, which he may very well do. And then we'll have Kamala Harris. That is just beyond ridiculous to me. And it's not because she's black. It's because she's like a fucking slave-owning, colonizing piece of shit from Jamaica that pretends to be black and sells herself off as the savior of whatever. And that person shouldn't be the first black woman who is president of the United States. Flat out. I think most black people would agree with me. Like, we could go into Kamala Harris and why she's a piece of shit if you really want. There's a whole bunch of evidence to the fact that basically she only ever got ahead in politics because she was good with her throat, which is a skill, but like, it would explain a lot. And when I say throat, I mean she would suck her boss's dick every day until they promoted her. This is in a nutshell why men don't like women. You get ahead in life for reasons that we don't. And women don't like men because we get ahead in life for reasons that they don't. Isn't that interesting how that works? And if you try being trans, everybody fucking hates you. That's part of it. Like, this is like my rebellion against the empire, I guess. Like, I think that's half of why I love my girlfriend, even though she was a communist, is like, she's this too. All we did was watch Star Wars and talk politics and smoke weed. And some admittedly kinky sex, but who doesn't like having a maid? That's all I'm going to say about that. She never actually cleaned anything. I cleaned everything. She just wore a maid outfit sometimes. She had a really nice life, I think. I wish someone would do that for me. That's one of those, like, she found the maid outfit in my lingerie and went, ooh. I'm like, oh, you like that? It doesn't fit me. It's way too small. She's like, oh, it might fit me. I'm like, yes, it will. I say that because, honey, if there's a will, there's a way with lingerie. And yeah, basically, it was, if anything, a little too big for her. So it was perfect. It's one of those things that, like, stuff shrinks when you wash it and whatever. Like, it was good. Anyway, kinky diversion. But, like, this is the First Amendment thing. This is like, my heroes are like Larry Flynt and what's his name? Dee Snider from Twisted Sister and James Yeager, even, because he's just a giant asshole on the internet and said whatever he wanted to say until he died, which is funny as fuck. Honestly, I think that's my inspiration in this. Is like, if you're gonna kill me, just get it over with and make it live on air, so that way everybody knows where they stand. This is me nailing myself to a metaphorical cross in my front lawn. I really don't care. Because I don't care, I feel obligated to do this in a way. Everybody else cares. Everybody else has something to live for. Everybody else has kids. Everybody else has whatever. Everybody else can't be bothered to fight for freedom. Everybody else makes excuses. Your children's happiness at the moment will not matter if they are servants of Sauron. Your children's happiness at the moment will not matter if they are servants of Sauron. Your happiness at the moment will not matter if you are a servant of Sauron. That's where a lot of this is. It's not like Sauron. I'm saying like the evil in the world. That's what the U.S. government represents now, including the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is the neo-Nazi party of America. We are fighting Nazis now. They call us Nazis. I've been calling them Nazis for a while because they act like it. They might as well all have D's on their shoulder. Like, party member, yeah? Yeah. Sieg Heil. Fuck them. I hate Nazis so goddamn much that it makes me hate the Democrats because they are Nazis. Like the reason that there's still a Nazi problem instead of a fucking mass grave somewhere in Western Europe, that's the Democrats. Because they liked the Nazis, basically. They didn't like Hitler. They didn't like the Jew killing. They didn't like a couple other things, but they liked a lot of what the Nazis were doing. And basically, in my opinion, the Nazi Party won World War II. It just took them 70 years. And that's what Putin's essentially saying. And I'm not saying that I'm in league with Putin and Xi Jinping, but I do think it's interesting that Putin is somewhat correct in that they are Nazis. Putin, I think, is also kind of a Nazi himself. It's kind of like pot kettle. It's like I think every government on earth is actually some sort of fascist state now. I like it. It's a good time for me. I can sell my wares. And my wares are revolution. I want revolutions across the world, color revolutions or whatever, like you want to call them. I want to see the apple cart upset because, like, basically, if we don't upset the apple cart, you're going to have gods. Currently, people become billionaires, and those billionaires are more powerful than governments. If there are no governments, and now you have billionaires, and you essentially have kings, and then you'll have nobility. And with our level of technology, it won't be very long until you are like a serf, and they live like Iron Man. That's what they want. They've used you to develop their technology and fight their wars, and now they're kind of done with you. I think it's time to form a renegade rebel navy and fucking go for it. There's no way that it's going to get better for us from here. I don't know what port of call we should call our own or whatever, but the sea is our home. The Caribbean has many a port of call that we could hide in, and then there's even Central and South American countries that we could flat out go take over. They would place a bunch of sanctions and shit on us, but like honestly, at this point, we would be with half of the globe. Like again, I don't know that I want to go form an independent state and then have to buddy up to fucking Russia and China because I would. If you form an independent nation, Like your options would be to have no trade at all, which isn't an option, or to trade with Russia and China and BRICS and all that shit. I think that's the way many countries are about to go because that's the way I want to go. I would rather keep buying shit from China than deal with them. I'd rather actually be run by the Chinese government than be run by Biden and his fellows. Because they are the Chinese government. They're their puppets. They're traitors. Okay? And that's just calling a spade a spade. Again, you can't be in league with the enemy and not be called a traitor. That's fact. China is the enemy. Russia is also the enemy, but like to a lesser extent. Like we probably could deal and negotiate with the Russians and probably just pull fucking NATO shit out of Ukraine or even just give them back Ukraine. I don't see anything wrong with that. And I know that's a whole fucking can of worms, but that situation is the creation of the West. They fucking made a Nazi puppet state and then filled it full of Europeans. Ukraine is like the Iran of NATO. It's exactly what they are. We're fighting for the Iran of NATO. Hope you like dying for it. Thanks for watching. End it here, but like this is really why I've been saying more and more shit is because if they're taking Alex Jones to court, then we don't have a First Amendment, which means it's war.